Hi, this is Becky Ivory again with the Three Great Rights Institute. And today we are going to talk about step 6 of creating your new belief. And step 6 is to challenge your old beliefs. Now, this is kind of an important step. No, not kind of an important step. This is an extremely important step, but it can be misunderstood, right? We all think that we should recognize that our old beliefs are false. Well, we get that. But there's something different about recognizing that and challenging it. So let me give you an example. If I believe, like I did for a long time, that I am a horrible cook, I burned a lot of stuff, people, a lot of stuff. My house has smelled like a campfire more times than I can count. And whenever that would happen, I would get mad at myself and say, man, I'm so stupid. I'm such a horrible cook. Well, if I want to get rid of that belief and create the belief that I'm a good cook, right? That I'm not a horrible cook, I can tell myself all day long, I'm a good cook. I'm a good cook. I'm a good cook. I'm a good cook. But when the smoke fills the house, I'm not buying that new belief, right? It's not clicking with me. So just to ignore the thought that I'm a bad cook doesn't really do a lot of good. I actually have to challenge it. I need to look at it. Now, if I burn the dinner and I take a minute to look at that belief, I'm a horrible cook, I can say, am I really a horrible cook? Have I put the time and the energy and the effort into learning how to be a good cook? No, not really. Am I trying to do too many things at the same time and therefore I end up burning things? Yeah, that's a huge problem for me. And the more I start looking at the reasons why I'm burning dinner, it really doesn't have anything to do with me and my ability as much as it has to do with me and my dedication, or me and my problem with trying to multitask too often, right? Now suddenly I realize, okay, I'm not really a bad cook, but I haven't really put the time and effort into making sure that my stuff does turn out the way it should most of the time, right? Now I don't have to fight the old belief. I can just realize that it wasn't true in the first place and move on. I can decide if I'm going to put some time into learning how to cook better, or I can say, oh, well, Ken, dial up the pizza, which I do on far too many nights. So it's really important that you challenge your old belief. Take a look at it, dissect it, see if it's really true. Are there parts of it that are true and parts of it that are not? And what parts do you have control over? If you do this, I promise you it's going to be a lot easier to recognize the truth, and your brain is going to have an opportunity to change those old beliefs and really start recognizing what is true. So step number 6, challenge your old beliefs. This is Becky Ivory, empowering your pursuit of happiness, and we will see you next week for step 7. Hi, this is Becky Ivory with the Three Great Rights Institute, and I am happy to be with you today to talk about step number 7 in the 10 steps to creating a new belief. Step 7 says that you have to be willing to take the first step towards your goal, towards reaching your new belief, before you ever know the others. If you're like me, I'm kind of a perfectionist. I want to see the big picture and have all the answers before I start, but that's just not how life works. I have a brand new grandbaby who is a few months old, and she's going to be learning how to walk in about, 9 or 10 months. And the thing is, the way she's going to learn to walk is one step at a time. In fact, she's going to have to attempt it a lot of times before she ever even makes that first step. If she had to worry right now about how to take her 10th step, she'd never be able to make her first, right? We just do what we can as we can. So don't worry about what steps 2, 3, 4, 5, or 500 are going to be. Just decide, what's the very first step I need to take? Maybe by now you've been taking steps. I hope so. And if that's the case, ask yourself, what's the next step? What's my next step? And that's all we can do. So step number 7, be willing to take the first step before you know any of the others. This is Becky Ivory with the Three Great Rights Institute, and I will see you next week when we talk about step 8. this is Becky Ivory again with the Three Great Rights Institute, and we are on step 8. We're getting close to the end, people. I hope your new beliefs are starting to get solidified. But step 8 is to remember the law of sacrifice. Obviously, we're not going to attain anything worthwhile in this life without giving up something else. But I want you to think about it a little bit differently than you normally do. Oftentimes, we think about sacrifice as giving up something we really want and really suffering because we gave it up. But the truth is, we don't sacrifice anything unless we've decided that there is something else that has more value to us, right? If I'm willing to give my kids the good pieces of bread and make my sandwich on the one that's made out of the heel, right, the crust, why am I doing that? Because I would rather eat my lunch in peace than listen to my kids whine and moan over which piece of bread they had, right? To me, it was worth it. It's not really a sacrifice. That's a simple example. Maybe some of you gave up your careers to be home with your children. Maybe some of you sacrificed time with your children because you needed to go to work and take care of your responsibilities there and work and grow your talents there. We all sacrifice, but we don't do it unless we decide that what we're giving up has less value than that which we are going for, right? So I want you to take some time and really evaluate the things in your life and determine, make a conscious choice. What am I willing to give up to get this new belief, to create this new belief in my life? And once you do that, it's not going to feel much like a sacrifice. In fact, I love this quote by Gordon B. Hinckley. He said, "You will come to know that what appears today to be a sacrifice will prove instead to be the greatest investment that you will ever make." Isn't that awesome? So go figure out what you want to sacrifice. It's worth it. This is Becky Ivory with the Three Great Rights Institute. I will see you next week on step 9. Hi, this is Becky Ivory with the Three Great Rights Institute again, and today we are on step 9 of the 10 steps of creating a new belief. Step 9 says that you need to see yourself in possession of the thing that you want. Now, this was a really hard one for me. I know I say that a lot. Maybe that's why it took me so long to change some of my beliefs, but this one is hard for me because I just couldn't vision myself. I couldn't envision my life the way I wanted it to be. And one of the things that helped me the most was when I was at a training seminar with John Maxwell, Paul Martinelli was talking about, where do you want to be 3 years from now? And started saying, if you could watch a DVD with highlight clips of the next 3 years, but you're watching it 3 years from now, and you're going to see where your life went and where you ended up, what do you want it to look like? Do you want it to look like what it's always looked like? Or do you want to be different at the end of those 3 years? Well, I grabbed my journal and I started handwriting 7 journal entries, Monday through Sunday, of what I wanted my life to be like 3 years from then. And I wrote it as if I were 3 years into the future. So Monday said, I woke up this morning at 6 o'clock and went to do yoga at the gym. I just love doing yoga at the gym. And after that, I stopped at the grocery store on the way home to make sure we had, fresh fruits and vegetables for dinner. When I got back, I watched my grandbaby for an hour while my daughter went to exercise. When that was over, I saw my coaching clients, and then I went to lunch with a friend, and then I taught a seminar, and I spelled out how I wanted every day to look. And I went through every day of the week because every day of the week is going to look different in my life, right? By the time I was done doing that, I could really see myself in that life. I could envision exactly what it was I wanted, and I could picture myself in that vision. So that's something I would suggest you may want to try. It was extremely helpful for me. But whatever you do, you have to be able to see yourself already in possession of the thing that you want in your life. I believe you can do it. If you need any help, contact me. I will help you do it. This is Becky Ivory with the Three Great Rights Institute. We will see you next week on step 10. Hi, this is Becky Ivory with the Three Great Rights Institute. I can't believe we are on step 10 to creating a new belief. I hope you've been actually doing it as we move along. It's a little difficult when you only see me for a second once a week, but I'm hoping this is spurring you on to making some goals in your life and to creating some new beliefs that are going to help you move forward. Step 10 is to celebrate the victories along the way. This is one that's a little difficult for me because honestly, it feels like it's not worth celebrating until I get to the great big goal at the end. But the truth is, that great big goal is made up of hundreds, if not thousands, of little goals along the way. And one of my favorite examples is George Washington. Everybody loves George Washington. And he was amazing in the way that he won the Revolutionary War. But the truth is, he didn't win the war. He won many battles within the war. And over time, those battles build up until finally the enemy surrenders, right? That's how our lives are. We fight each battle, and every time we win, we need to celebrate that win. And that excitement and momentum is contagious, and it can help us get to the next battle that we're going to fight. And we keep on going, and we keep on going until we have finally won the war. So don't be afraid to celebrate all of your victories along the way. They're important. They're a great part of you creating your new belief. This is Becky Ivory with the Three Great Rights Institute, empowering your pursuit of happiness. Go celebrate.